HOA president freaked when I closed my gate, didn't realize I'm now her landlord. The sun hung low over Karen Lane, casting long shadows across the pristine lawns of our gated community. For years, this neighborhood had been Margaret Hensley's kingdom. As HOA president, she wielded her clipboard like a scepter, her sharp eyes policing every blade of grass, every mailbox tilt, every unapproved flower pot. Her word was law, and dissenters faced her wrath fines, scathing letters, or public shaming at monthly meetings. I'd moved here 6 months ago, a quiet software engineer named David, seeking peace after a messy divorce. Instead, I found Margaret's reign of terror. Started with my gate. I'd installed a sleek, automated metal gate around my property not for status, but for privacy. My late-night coding sessions and rescue dog, Baxter, needed a sanctuary. Margaret disagreed. Gates send the wrong message, she'd snapped during her first inspection. Her manicured nails tapping her clipboard. This is a community, not a fortress. I ignored her, citing the HOA bylaws that permitted fences under 6 feet. She stormed off, but I knew it wasn't over. Her campaign began subtly. Anonymous notes about community standards, complaints about Baxter's barking, even a fine for my unapproved gate color. It was standard silver. Neighbors whispered warnings. She got the Millers to move after their untrimmed hedges, one said. I held firm, but Margaret escalated. She'd park across my driveway, glaring as I left for work, or rally neighbors to snub me at barbecues. I wasn't confrontational, but I wasn't spineless either. I started researching. The tension peaked at the annual HOA meeting. Margaret, in her crisp blazer, stood at the podium, her voice dripping with authority. Certain residents, she said, eyeing me, are undermining our community's harmony with selfish modifications. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. I stood, heart pounding, and read from the bylaws. No rule prohibits personal gates, provided they meet aesthetic guidelines. The room fell silent. Margaret's smile tightened. We'll review your case, David, she hissed, but her eyes promised war. That night I dug deeper. A friend in real estate tipped me off. The HOA's parent company was selling land parcels to offset debts. On a whim, I checked public records. What I found made my pulse race. Margaret's pristine corner lot, her pride and joy, was part of a larger tract I'd unknowingly purchased weeks earlier through a blind investment. I was her landlord. The irony was delicious, but I held off revealing it. I wanted her to feel the walls closing in, just as she'd done to me. The next morning, I closed my gate loudly as Margaret walked by. She froze, her face twisting. Open that eyesore, she shrieked, banging on the metal. Neighbors peeked from windows. I stepped outside, calm but firm. It's my property, Margaret, just like yours is mine. Her eyes widened, confusion morphing into fury. What are you talking about? I handed her the deed, my name bolded as the owner of her lot. Her hands shook as she read, her empire crumbling in real time. Then came the twist. A soft voice broke the silence. David, you don't understand. It was Ellen, a shy retiree who rarely spoke at meetings. She stepped forward, clutching a faded photo. Margaret's husband built this community. After he died, she clung to control. It's all she has left. The crowd murmured, eyes softening. Ellen's words hit hard. Margaret wasn't just a tyrant. She was a widow fighting to preserve a legacy. My victory soured. I'd won, but at what cost? Margaret sank onto the curb, the deed slipping from her hands. I didn't know, she whispered. I wanted to gloat, but Ellen's story gnawed at me. I knelt beside her. We can work this out, I said. No more fines, no more wars. She nodded, tears streaking her mascara. I offered a lease deal, fair rent, no strings. The neighbors watched, some relieved, others skeptical. Days later, Margaret resigned as HOA president. Ellen took over, her quiet wisdom uniting the community. My gate stayed and Baxter barked freely. But the victory felt hollow. Margaret moved away, her house sold to a young family. I'd exposed her, humbled her, But Ellen's words lingered. Control was her shield, and I'd shattered it. The neighborhood healed, but the scars remained. I'd fought for my freedom, yet I'd dismantled a woman's last tether to her past. Was I the hero or the villain? I still wonder. What do you think? Where does justice lie when personal battles collide with hidden pain?